Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of Lakers, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video.
Anthony Edwards embraces the role of nuisance in battle with LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers had a golden opportunity to even their Western Conference quarterfinal series, but instead left the Target Center with a painful 116-113 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 4. LeBron James delivered an efficient 27 points on just 9 field goal attempts, frequently finding his way to the free throw line with 18 tries, highlighting just how physical this matchup was from the start. But in the second half, James was held to just 5 points. One of the turning points came when he missed a critical layup with just over 4 minutes left on the clock, a shot that could have extended the Lakers' lead to 4. Anthony Edwards grabbed the rebound and immediately shifted momentum. He was fouled by Luka Doncic behind the arc, earning 3 free throws, and he nailed every one of them. The Timberwolves took the lead and never looked back. Though there's mutual respect between LeBron and Edwards, the young Timberwolves star made it clear he came to make James uncomfortable. And he did just that. In a post-game interview with Bleacher Report, Edwards detailed his mindset heading into the high-stakes matchup. "It was always going to be physical, man. I wasn't trying to prove a point. It was more like, we're here. You're not gonna bully us all night. I mean, I'll be honest, he's strong. Real strong. It's hard to stop him when he's driving. I'm just glad he missed that layup. But I just wanted him to know, I'm gonna be here all night. I'll be that thorn in his side. Every chance I get, I'm gonna try to annoy him. And it's crazy because I look up to him. When we played for Team USA, he was like a big brother to me. Taught me a lot about the game, about IQ, how to read things. But now, out there, I've got to be a problem for him." And Edwards was exactly that, a relentless defensive force throughout the series, and especially in Game 4. His late-game free throws and tight coverage on LeBron proved pivotal in pushing Minnesota to the brink of advancing. Now, with the Lakers down 3-1, their season hangs by a thread. They'll return to Crypto.com Arena for Game 5 on Wednesday, desperately hoping to stay alive. One of the most controversial moments of the game came in the final 10 seconds. With the Lakers trailing by 1, LeBron was called for a foul on Edwards, initially unwhistled but overturned after a successful Timberwolves challenge. Edwards calmly sank both free throws, stretching the lead to 3. Austin Reeves had a chance to tie it at the buzzer, but missed. After the game, LeBron voiced his disagreement with the call. "I really don't think I fouled him," James said. "That kind of contact doesn't usually get called, especially not overturned like that after a review." But regardless of how you see that final play, one thing is clear: Anthony Edwards is not just playing against LeBron James, he's challenging his legacy, one gritty possession at a time. The fallout from Game 4 was immediate and emotional. For the Lakers, the loss wasn't just another tick in the loss column. It was a gut punch that underscored the growing urgency surrounding LeBron James and the team's shrinking championship window. At 39, James remains one of the most dominant players on the court, but nights like this, where brilliance meets burnout, raise questions about how much longer he can carry this team on his shoulders. While LeBron has defied age with his performance, the burden is heavier than ever, and Minnesota is making sure he feels every ounce of it. Anthony Edwards, meanwhile, is emerging as the face of a new generation. Confident, explosive, unafraid. His performance in this series, especially his willingness to go toe-to-toe with a living legend, has captivated fans and analysts alike. NBA veterans and commentators took to social media immediately after the game, praising Edwards for his poise under pressure. "That's how you make a name in the playoffs," tweeted former NBA All-Star Dwayne Wade. He didn't just show up, he made a statement. Timberwolves head coach Chris Finch also highlighted Edwards' maturity. He knows exactly who he's playing against. But he's not backing down. That's what makes him special, not just the talent, but the mindset. The Timberwolves are now on the brink of eliminating a Lakers squad that many saw as a potential contender. The pressure heading into Game 5 couldn't be higher. For Los Angeles, it's not just about avoiding elimination, it's about legacy. For LeBron. For Anthony Davis. For a franchise that lives and breathes championships. Davis, who had a solid performance in Game 4 but failed to dominate late, acknowledged the urgency. We know what's at stake. We've been here before. But we can't afford mistakes, not against a team playing this well. We've got to lock in. And it's not just Edwards causing problems. Minnesota's depth has quietly become a storyline of its own. Jaden McDaniels' perimeter defense, Rudy Gobert's presence in the paint, and the Timberwolves' ability to rotate and contest every possession have made life miserable for the Lakers' offense. With Game 5 looming, all eyes turn to the Crypto.com arena. Will LeBron James summon one more legendary performance to keep his season, and possibly his Lakers tenure, alive? Or will the Timberwolves officially usher in a changing of the guard, led by a rising star who once looked up to LeBron, and now might send him home? One thing is certain, Anthony Edwards isn't done being a problem. And the Lakers are running out of solutions. Could Giannis join the Lakers? A playoff collapse might open the door. The Los Angeles Lakers find themselves on the brink of elimination in the very first round of the NBA playoffs, just one loss away from another early exit. But they're not alone. Over in the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks are also hanging by a thread, facing the real possibility of being sent home by the Indiana Pacers. And that kind of déjà vu is starting to wear on Giannis Antetokounmpo. Since leading the Bucks to an NBA title in 2021, Milwaukee has consistently fallen short when it matters most. That frustration has been building in Giannis, and it might just lead to a seismic shift in the NBA landscape. One that could send shockwaves all the way to Los Angeles. Former NBA All-Star and current ESPN analyst Carlos Boozer floated a bold idea. What if Giannis took his talents to LA and teamed up with LeBron James and Luka Doncic? It sounds wild. But is it really that far-fetched? The Lakers have struggled all season with a glaring hole in the frontcourt. Jackson Hayes, a role player at best, is starting at center, and LeBron, at 39, is still being asked to shoulder duties as a power forward. Adding a dominant force like Giannis would be a dream scenario for LA, giving them the size, versatility, and intensity they've sorely lacked. Is it even possible? Technically? Yes. Logistically? It would take a miracle, or at least some major sacrifices. Giannis is under contract with the Bucks through the 2026-27 season, after signing a massive 3-year, $186 million extension. He holds a player option for 2027-28, meaning he has some control over his future. But for now, any move would require a trade, and that comes with a hefty price tag. To make it work financially, the Lakers would have to part with several valuable assets, likely including Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, two young players who've shown real promise, but whose upside still doesn't match the game-changing impact of Giannis. The idea of Giannis in purple and gold seemed like fantasy until recently. But following last season's disappointing playoff exit, and now the possibility of another, his future in Milwaukee feels more uncertain than ever. When the Bucks traded for Damian Lillard last offseason, it was a clear message: we're all in to win now. But instead of pushing them over the top, the move has so far fallen short. Another first-round flop could be the final straw for Giannis. A trade request? The point of no return. Franchise stars in the NBA have power, sometimes more than the front office itself. If Giannis decides he's had enough and officially requests a trade, it could trigger the kind of blockbuster deal that reshapes the league. And let's face it, Los Angeles is always on the short list for superstars. The market, the brand, the opportunity to share the court with LeBron, if he stays, or even be the new face of the franchise once he leaves, it all makes sense. The only question is, are the Lakers ready to pay the price? One thing's clear, if both the Lakers and Bucks bow out early this postseason, expect the trade rumor mill to explode. And don't be surprised if Giannis to LA is more than just a whisper. It could be the next big move in an NBA offseason that promises fireworks. If Giannis were to ask out of Milwaukee, the entire NBA would stop in its tracks. Front offices would scramble to clear cap space, contenders would reevaluate their cores, and media headlines would revolve around one question: where will Giannis go? The Lakers, despite their current playoff woes, remain one of the league's most attractive destinations for superstars. Los Angeles offers everything a player like Giannis might want: massive market visibility, a rich championship legacy, and potentially, the chance to play with or succeed LeBron James in a post-LeBron era. It's a city built for basketball gods, and Giannis fits the mold. But the ripple effects would stretch far beyond just LA and Milwaukee. The price of a king. To acquire Giannis, the Lakers would likely have to get a significant portion of their roster and mortgage their future draft capital. Names like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, and even future first-round picks would all be on the table. Would it be worth it? For a generational talent like Giannis, most executives would say yes without hesitation. But it's not just about numbers and contracts. There's a human element to consider. Reeves and Hachimura have become fan favorites. They represent a younger core that's grown within the Lakers system. Shipping them out would be a calculated gamble, especially if Giannis doesn't guarantee a title in year one. Then there's the question of fit. How would Giannis mesh with LeBron and potentially Luka Doncic if the Lakers make an even bigger swing? Is there enough ball to go around? Would Giannis be willing to adapt to a system that's not built entirely around him? Inside Milwaukee, tension building. Back in Milwaukee, the pressure is boiling. The Bucks built this roster to win now. They traded away Drew Holiday, arguably the soul of their 2021 title team, for Lillard, a move designed to keep Giannis content. But chemistry takes time, and Lillard's first season with the Bucks has been plagued by injuries and inconsistency. Internally, questions are already being asked. Did the Bucks give up too much depth? Was Mike Budenholzer's firing the right call? Can this team win with the current core? And more importantly, can they keep Giannis happy much longer? If Milwaukee falls to Indiana, and especially if it happens without Giannis playing due to injury, the organization will have to look in the mirror. Another early exit could push Giannis closer to making the hardest decision of his career. League-wide shockwaves. A Giannis trade wouldn't just impact the Lakers or Bucks. It would reshuffle the power balance across the NBA. Teams like the Knicks, Heat, and even the Warriors would likely throw their hats in the ring. Young stars, picks, and cornerstone players would be dangled in front of Milwaukee to make a deal happen. It would be the kind of trade that defines an era. And for the Lakers, currently in a desperate fight to stay alive in the postseason, it could be their chance to extend their championship window beyond LeBron. To build a new dynasty around one of the most dominant forces the league has ever seen. But they'll have to act fast. Because when Giannis moves, the league moves with him. Why LeBron still believes the Lakers can come back against the Wolves. The Los Angeles Lakers are in a tough spot. After falling to the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 4, they now trail 3-1 in the series, one loss away from elimination. But inside the locker room, no one is throwing in the towel just yet. And that belief? It's being fueled by one man, LeBron James. I've seen Bron do it before. Dorian Finney-Smith. Veteran forward Dorian Finney-Smith didn't hesitate when asked if the Lakers can pull off a comeback. He brought up the moment that still echoes across NBA history, LeBron leading the Cleveland Cavaliers back from a 3-1 deficit to beat the 73-win Golden State Warriors in the 2016 Finals. If anyone can do it again, it's LeBron, Finney-Smith said. We still believe. One game at a time. We've made it harder on ourselves, sure, but we've got to find a way as a team. Calm, focused, and unshaken, LeBron sets the tone. LeBron himself isn't overwhelmed by the odds. He's been here before, under pressure, down in a series, facing elimination. And he knows better than anyone that the only way out is through. You can't think about winning 3 games, he said calmly. You just have to focus on the next one. That's all that matters. If you don't, your season ends. It's that unshakable mindset that keeps this team believing. Because when LeBron speaks, the locker room listens. Fatigue? LeBron's not buying it. One of the big talking points after Game 4 was head coach J.J. Redick's decision to keep the starters on the floor the entire second half. Critics pointed to fatigue as a reason the Lakers faltered late. LeBron, however, pushed back on that idea. We had good looks. I missed a layup that could have put us up by 4, he admitted. We had chances. Shots we normally make just didn't fall. I don't think it was about being tired. His words weren't about excuses, they were about accountability. And confidence. All or nothing in Game 5. The Lakers return home on Wednesday with everything on the line. Their mission is simple: survive. Force a Game 6. Keep the hope alive. And while the path ahead is steep, it's not unfamiliar territory for LeBron James. He's climbed mountains like this before, and brought teams with him. Now the question is, can he do it one more time?